Frankie Kazarian wins the TNA World Title. So they kind of did a weird build, actually, beforehand with Mike Santana. They did like a months-long build to him finally winning the title, and then in his first title defense, he loses it. So it's just kind of a bit of a weird thing, I guess, leading up to it. But Frankie Kazarian... actually, just before we get to that, there was a bit of controversy as well about this, because Tommy Dreamer, I think, or whoever it might have been in TNA, I know that Don Callis was accusing Tommy Dreamer, was accused of feeding...
Don Callis is there.
No, he's with AEW.
Oh, okay.
He was with TNA a few years ago now.
So he doesn't like Dreamer?
He probably loves Dreamer, and that's why he's burying him.
Okay.
So basically he says Tommy Dreamer was feeding the wrestling media false news stories regarding Mike Santana, as far as, like, oh, he's not turned up to the building, he's not returning our calls kind of thing. And then it turned out that none of that was true.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about it? Just before we get to Frankie, what do you think about wrestling promotions just purposely feeding news websites false information? Is that a funny thing? Is it a good thing? Or is there going to be blowback at some point?
Well, listen, they need to take that time and concentrate on their own presentation instead of trying to work. The people that are reading that same thing, they're going to watch anyway. Not trying to interest a crowd of people that are not watching you. So that's just, I guess, a personal decision to get these guys to bite on it. And they bit on it, I guess, from what I hear. But that's almost playing with yourself and your neighbors, and you put a toy out there, and the guy thinks he's got it, and all of a sudden you remove it back. It's useless, really. I don't know what that proves.
So, new TNA World Champion Frankie Kazarian has reacted to his massive victory. So, following a 4-week hiatus after Bound for Glory 2025, he said the following. Anyway, in a video posted to his social media, Frankie said, "All you sitting at home on your dumpy asses, sending me nothing but hatred, posting on social media about how angry you are, about how sad you are, I ask, please give me more. I bathe in your tears. Be angry with me. Be very angry with me. You know what? Get used to it, because the king has his crown. Frankie Kazarian is the TNA World Champion. And I'm going to
bathe in your tears.
A lot of tears.
No kidding.
Or a small bath.
That's
one or the other.
Now, I wonder who wrote that or who came up with that.
Probably Frankie, I imagine.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think. I bathe in your tears. That's a lot of tears. And I don't think nobody, I'm not crying, or you?
No, I thought good for him. He's been there long enough.
No kid, he's been there 20 years. But I think 20 years along the way, actually read the writing on the wall. Now, I don't think they got any big plans for Kazarian. I think he's going to have a short run, but I don't think he's going to draw any money. I don't even think it's an angle. It's not a bad angle, but I think the personnel kind of hurts the angle in its own right. Because Frankie Kazarian as the world champion, I don't think it rings any bells, or it makes anybody want to rush down to buy a ticket or watch a pay-per-view. I just don't see it. They'd almost be better just taking a new guy and giving him a push and putting it on him then. I think you get a better return off of it.
It's just because Frankie has been just somewhere in the mid-card for just so many years in the company, and also AEW, Ring of Honor, that kind of thing. He's 48 now, so he's looking very good for his age.
But the thing of being in these other companies, they didn't do anything with him then either. See? So he's forever stamped, and it has nothing to do with his working ability. He's very good in the ring. It's like somebody is very good playing a guitar, but he's not a star. He's just a backup guitarist. So that's what basically Frankie has been. No reflection on him whatsoever. but some careers go that way, and he's not the only one. They've had thousands more, or at least hundreds and hundreds of more. But I don't know what their plan is for that. What, and I'm agreeing with you. Why put it on? What's his name? Santana.
Mike Santana, yeah.
Why put it on him if you're going to take it off that way? And that was like so what he did was like a money in the bank thing. He cashed it in.
They were building up to it for a long time with Mike Santana. It's just a weird situation. Then I think it was a three-way or whatever it was. It was a multi-person match. Frankie wins. I wanted to ask you this, actually, because I guess you would have met Frankie first in TNA.
Yes.
But was he always a good talent? Because he was just such a stalwart there.
Always, yeah. Very good guy. And, he works. So you can tell about a guy, when you will tell a lot as a booker. You can tell a lot about a guy when you don't have plans for him to go over in a match. If he's going down, you watch him then and see how he performs. If he does okay then, he's fine. But a lot of guys, they find out they're losing. Oh, they want to exert themselves in a match. And you can tell that right off the bat. But he was not like that. He would go out there and he would put a guy over just like he would expect another guy to put him over. And that's what you do. We all need each other. So, but he was a good guy then. He's still a good guy. And the only thing that interests me about the match with Frankie being the champion is where they're going to go with it. And can they really do something to Frankie to get him over that hump? He's like a sticking point now, and he can't get over the hump. And if he gets over this one, then he's got another one. So the game never ends.
Do you remember when he went to WWE in 2005? He basically went for 6 months and then came back.
Yeah,
because he actually asked for his release because they weren't going to do anything. He was a cruiserweight. They weren't going to do anything with the division. So he said, well, I might as well just go back to TNA, I guess. And then he was sort of in the ether, in the indies for a year.
And then we brought him back. And so he left with no heat anyway. I mean, he left on good terms. He came back on good terms, which is kind of a rarity in this business. more and more as time goes on. But he was accepted back, and guess what we did with him different when he came back?
Nothing.
You
put him with Serotonin with Raven, I guess. So tried to give him a bit more of a character.
Serotonin. What was it? What was that? Was that a gimmick or what?
Yeah. It was another one of Raven's harebrained ideas, I guess.
No, that's where it had to come from. So Raven had some good ideas, but if you could separate them.
Right, so we'll move on. Sorry, I was just looking at a list of names. And I was thinking, I know Senshi as a name, and it's one of Loki's various names, by the way. So he was Senshi in TNA, and then he was Kaval in WWE, and then he's Loki everywhere else.
You ever met Loki?
No. I'm good. I'm fine.
He's different. I'll say that. Nice guy, but he's different.